Madras weather. Now please close your eyes for a second. Om Sanavatu Sano Nuptu Saviryam Karavave Jasyanavaditamastu Ma Vidyushavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, friends, let us start with this beautiful weather. If somebody asks you, how is the Madras weather? They are asking, how is the weather of Madras or weather in Madras? Madras is a place. Listen carefully. Madras is a place. Weather changes, comes and goes. And that place in Madras is defined by the landmass and the space that it occupies. Space has no season. Space has no weather. The land also has no weather. Weather is a condition which is continuously changing. Are you getting that point? Weather is a condition. Weather condition continuously changing. There is an unpredictable weather. That is why there is climate predictions are there and it goes crazy. You know what it is. So, the space has no weather. Space is not a weather. But in the space, the weather change. The earth by itself is not a jungle. On the earth, the jungle thrives, mountains exist, but the earth by itself, the ground, the land by itself has no weather, no landscape. Even if there are no trees, no mountains, no rivers, still the land will be land. So exactly in the same way, when it comes to individual we, how is your weather? What are your assets? Sometimes people ask that question. What is your weather? If you say the weather of your mind, angry mood, jealous mood, happy mode, depressed mode, dejected mode, fear, likes, dislikes, oh God, what all modes and moods. But who you are is not a mode or a mood. Many times we ask people, can you tell me what is your most valuable asset? People ask this question. What is your most valuable asset? What shall people say? Land is my asset. Think of it, friends. It's very simple. We see that self-knowledge is absolutely simple. How it is the basis, the foundation of every engagement, identification, every mode of our life. That is the ultimate. So what is your asset? What is your precious, valuable asset? Some people will say, land is my asset. And you like to be defined by your land, landlord, king, once a kingdom, emperor, empire. Some people shall say, The wealth, that is, how much gold you have got, how much diamond you have got, how many houses you have got, how many cars you have got, you want to be defined by that asset. That real estate, that asset that you have. Some people will say, my asset is, my physical body is my asset. Very handsome, 6 abs, muscular, and there is woman, beautiful, very, very, nice color, shape, everything. Your body is your asset. Somebody shall say, in my body, sometimes people insure their throat, because without that asset they can earn money. You can insure your limbs. The football player insure their legs, the eyes. Every part of your body also you can insure, because that is your valuable asset. Remember that. Some people will say, my thoughts are my asset. Like your book, you insure. Copyright. Your thoughts are also your asset. Some people will say, that is my asset. Please tell me, friends, what is the most valuable asset? Assets belong to you. Assets are yours. You are the greatest, most valuable asset for yourself. Right or wrong? Think for yourself. Because if you are not there, your assets mean nothing. That is why the land does not feel owned. You think you own the land. You think you own the business. You think you own your husband also, you own your wife also. You think you own the house, you think you own the car, you think you own the diamond. But somebody can come and steal the diamond, and the diamond will not resist. The land will change hand, kingdoms will change hand, empires will change hand. And the human beings, those you think you own, they are your asset. One day they kick you and go away, divorced. Until now, somebody's wife, somebody's husband, then somebody's husband, then you become somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife. Your children and my children are playing with our children. There is no question of assets. Think of it. You think you have it. All these things you have. Your thoughts go on changing. Your sense organs go on changing. Your body goes on changing. These are like a climate conditions continuously changing. You are like the space, the consciousness, the self, which is absolutely changeless. You are your greatest asset. Each person, Mahadeva, each person should see that for himself. Shall I define myself with the things that I have, or I shall have things, I shall see myself? Shall I define myself with things that I have, or my self, who I am, is a self-definition? Truth, the awareness yourself, it is a self-definition. It is not defined by something. You are yourself. One day, Mullah was walking down the street. And then somebody, that Mullah was, suddenly he had become a little rich man. So his assets had gone up. So this policeman who was guarding that border of the street, that little city, they will be always looking for who is smuggling what. But they never could catch Mullah. For 3-4 years, he was just going cursing the border on his donkey. And they could never find out whatever little thing he's carrying is absolutely, pittance, it means nothing. But Mullah was growing richer and richer and richer. And after 4 years, the policeman has retired. And then when he was coming back, when walking around in the city, One day he saw Mullah is coming with his fancy dress. Then he asked, "Now, Mr. Mullah, we are friends. Because I am no more the policeman. I have retired. Can I ask you a question?" He said, "Yes, you are free to ask a question. What is that?" "I could not catch you because you were smuggling something. I could not catch you because every time it was nonsense. There was really nothing. But you are growing rich. Now that I am not in the department, I am not a policeman anymore. Will you please confide in me what was that you were smuggling?" He said, "Simple, sir, I was smuggling donkeys." Because the policeman is looking what is on the donkey, what is in the car, but the person is not looking that the car itself can be smuggled. The vehicle itself can be a smuggling thing, the donkey can be smuggled. So that was making him rich. Exactly the same way, the wise person has nothing but the happiest man in the world. Then everybody starts to look for him. Why is he so happy? I must find out what type of money he is hiding, what business he is doing. Is he dealing with the drugs? Is he dealing with the black money? Is he dealing with the diamonds and gold? Is he dealing with exploiting this man or that man or this man? Because this person is always happy, looks prosperous, absolutely fantastic. But nobody can catch him. Because you take away anything from him, he is still happy. You give something, it also doesn't add to his happiness. His happiness, just like space is space. Space never changes because the clouds have rushed in. The space doesn't change because the clouds have disappeared. The space doesn't change because the cyclone has stopped or cyclone has come in. It's always the same. Same way this person, the wise man, is always happy with himself. But the average person's thinking is, to be happy, you should be rich. You should be powerful. You should have enough wealth. You should have all the things at your disposal. So what is that fellow is having? Why is he so happy? They go on exploring. And when somebody says, "What is that you are carrying on in life?" He says, "I am carrying on myself." The donkey is riding the donkey, smuggling the donkey itself. You are smuggling your own happiness. Meanings, friends, understand. Nothing ever can touch the climate, touch the space. The space climates are continuously changing. Today, Madras weather, how beautiful. The whole 4, 5, 6 months is Corona times, it has been amazing. Space remains unaffected. The condition of your body is different weathers for the body. The possessions of yours are different weathers of your things that you have. Now rich, now poor, now unemployed, now unemployed, now you have house, now you don't have. All these are weathers. Your sense organs are continuously changing weather. You can see now the eyes are losing capacity, blind, ears are losing capacity, deaf. All these things can happen. Your thoughts, bright, brilliant thoughts, suddenly forgetful. You don't know what to do with it. You have a job, you have things. Now the winter of your life, the springtime of your life, the summertime of your life, the life is such is not a season. You yourself are your greatest asset. You are not a season, not a condition. Same mullah, one day he was walking down again. After this conversation, he was walking down. He is going to the bank. Then when he went to the bank, the banker greets him. "Sir, good morning, sir." He said, wow, mullah was surprised. He said, "Whoa." He said, he asked the officer there, because he had not seen that officer before, a new appointed officer. He asked him, "Sir, do you know me?" Have you seen me before? Mullah asked. "Have you seen me before?" He said, "No, I have not seen you before. I have not seen. I am new to this place. I have not seen." "Then how do you know this is me?" Have you seen me before? Have you been introduced to me before? Then how do you know this is me? Why? Because, listen carefully, you may be taking what I have as myself. How do you know this is me? This is mine. Think of it. You are taking mine to be me. Your house, you are a rich man. Don't give me that. In your eyes it may be riches. In my eyes is nothing. It is just a residence. In your eyes it may be 1,000 acres or an empire or a kingdom. In my eyes is nothing. It's a physical body. Which part of which body you shall be introducing to people? Your childhood, your youth, your adult age, or your old age? Shall you introduce yourself as a person who can see, or the person who is cataracted or blind? Shall you introduce you to a person who is hearing, slowly hard of hearing and completely deaf? Which one you should introduce? Who is you? To be introduced to me, you should be introduced to me myself, not my assets. As a children, we are introduced to our assets. We are introduced to our assets. This is your body. Your body is your great asset. Your eyes, very precious. Your ears, very precious. Your stomach, very precious. Your whole body is very precious. You are introduced to your assets. Then you are introduced to the world around. Perceptions, thoughts, your assets, those are all the things you have been given to. Those are also you are introduced to. But nobody introduces you to yourself. So since you are defined by your assets, when the assets are devalued, you are also devalued. Your asset is you are young and strong. When the youth goes away, not only people don't care for you, you also don't care for yourself. That is why when a person loses his beauty, loses his power, loses her beauty or loses her power, suddenly insecure, because not only people don't want them, but they also don't want themselves. Because so far they have been defining themselves with the things that are very precious. So this is a comparative dimension, a competitive dimension. So everybody is struggling how to have more riches than the other, more cars than the other, more lands than the other, more things than the other. If you have less things, you are frightened, insecure. Please understand. So to be introduced to me, what are you introduced to? Because you are introducing yourself with the things that you have, you are looking at persons also with the things that they have. You are defining yourself with the riches, you shall define people also with their riches. You are defining yourself through your physical body, therefore you shall look at others also through their body. You are defining yourself through your thoughts, perceptions, sensations, experiences. You shall be looking at other people through their thoughts, experiences, perceptions and sensations. The teacher is one, the guru, the one who is aware of himself. Just think of it. The person is aware of himself. He or she knows something about himself or herself which is absolutely universal. You are not introduced you are not introduced to define yourself through your thoughts, through your body, through your mind, through your sense organs, through your sense experiences, but you are defined as you are. When the teacher, listen carefully, the teacher, the wise man, forget the teacher, whether the teacher is or not, the wise man does not need to be introduced to anybody because he knows himself and he knows himself as they are. This is something most beautiful. This morning this thought came, friends, I must talk to you. The wise man has no strangers. There is no stranger. Because he knows about himself and who he is, who you are. Therefore he knows himself, he knows you. Your assets are unknown to him as much his assets are unknown to you. But who he is, who you are, one and the same completely. That is why, even though you feel ignorant, you feel limited, you feel mortal, you feel dying, you feel changing, the wise man is aware of the changeless, deathless, absolute dimension as to who you are. Now therefore, what is the type of teaching? When you say self-knowledge? In self-knowledge, the person who is aware of himself will be least interested in introducing you to what things that you have. Nor shall he be interested to add to the informations that you have, add to the thoughts that you have, add to the books or your library, add to your identities. No. He is interested in yourself as you are, onto which nothing can be added, nothing can be taken away from. Do you understand? Ultimate self-definition. You are not defined by anything in this universe. I'll give a simple example, friends. Please see. As a children, we are introduced. This is your eyes. With your eyes you see. These are your ears. With your ears you hear. Be like a baby. And that easy it is. These are your ears. With your ears you hear. These are your skin. With your skin you touch. With your tongue you taste, with your nose you smell. And then what will they say? Vague statement. With your mind you know. With your mind you don't know. If the mind is defined, suppose as the thoughts, because of the thought you think, listen, please understand, because the thought comes, you are familiar with the thought, you think the object of thought is known to you. So the people say your mind, through your mind you know. Because when the thought is there, the object of thought is known. Suppose mango thought. The thought of the mango reminds you of the mango. The thought of the coconut reminds you of coconut. The thoughts of a person reminds you of a person. So you think, with your mind you know. No. The thoughts are known by you. That is why the thought itself, people can call it as a relative knowledge, that by which you know is the absolute knowledge. The thoughts are relative knowledge. Certain part, you know about the world, geography knowledge you have got, thoughts. Material things you know, physics. Chemical things you know, chemistry. History of the world, history. Cosmos, cosmology. Stars, planets, everything. Think, friends. You are knowing these things. The thoughts are there. But so these are all relative knowledge. The things that you have, that by which you know the thought. Remember that child being introduced. With what light do you see everything in the morning, in the day? Bhanu, the sun. With what light do you see in the night? The lamps. Lamp and sunlight, how do you see? With your eyes. When the eyes are closing and opening, with what do you see? The mind. When the thoughts, Dhiyodarsane, when the thoughts are there or not there, how do you see? I am there. Tasmat Bhavan Paramakam Jyoti. Therefore, you are the light of light, the consciousness. That is the ultimate asset. Invaluable, inescapable, inexhaustible. It can never be destroyed, never be taken away, never be stolen. It's not a comparative dimension. Who you are, who I am, who everybody is one and the same. The teacher, the person who knows this, absolutely comfortable with himself and comfortable with everybody. Because he or she knows something about you which you yourself are not aware of it. When you say you are small, you are a man or woman, rich or poor, dying or living, he knows you are immortal, absolute, happiness, everything you are. That's what exactly you are. What do you do? That is why, friends, we shall see today how does these two dimensions, absolute identity, that is yourself, who you are, and the assets, the things that you have. Because of things that you have, when you are defining yourself with the things that you have, you are becoming limited. Not that, understand, you have an object which is limited. When you take that object to be yourself, the limitation of the object you drag onto yourself. Body is fat, you are fat. Body is thin, you are thin. Body is young, you are young. Less land, poor. More land, rich. Huge land, king or an emperor. Define, continuously changing. It is a comparative dimension. That is why, friends, as long as you consider yourself, take yourself to be something which you have, you cannot escape the comparison and the competition. Life shall be a constant struggle that I am losing or I am gaining. I have not gained enough or I have lost everything. You shall be a miserable person. Same thing you can extend to your thoughts. Memories can be lost. Positions that you picked up in life can be lost. Relationship you picked up is gone. Father goes away, mother goes away, you are no more son or the daughter. Wife goes away, you are no more husband. Husband goes away, no more wife. You retire from your job, you are no more the managing director, CEO. Your thoughts are forgotten. You don't know what to write, what to speak. But at any time, you do not and you cannot stop being yourself, the awareness. So that is why we shall see now how there are two definitions, relative and absolute. I'll give that example, I'll make it there. Please see that carefully. I'll make it little, before going into the board, I'll make it simple and go. See, please. Eyes are your asset, think. Eyes are your asset. Why? Because they see. How many things eyes can see? Million things. Please feel. Last night 12 o'clock, I was sitting down writing this beauty. Eyes, one. What all it can see? Million things. Ears, just a pair. Eyes, like that. How many sounds it can listen? That by which you are listening is one. What you are listening, millions. That by which you see, one. What you see, millions, infinity. That by which you touch, one. Skin. What all you touch, millions. That by which you taste, one tongue, taste, millions. That by which you smell, nose, one. The smells are infinity. That by which you know your experiences and your thoughts, one. Experiences, thoughts, perceptions, sensations, infinity. Do you think we should continue the class after this? That much if you see, amazing. How beautiful. This wisdom of the infinity, the wisdom of the self, flows into every dimension of your life. Your eyes are one pair, trillions, infinity things. Is it difficult to introduce you to the eyes or difficult to introduce to everything? Is it difficult to introduce you to your ears or the sounds of million kinds? Is it difficult to introduce you to your tongue or the tastes of million kinds? So the people who are introducing you to tastes of many kinds, touches of many kinds, smells of many kinds, they also contribute to your life. They think they are gurus. Those who are introducing you to the relative things, they are not gurus, they are just coaches, well-wishers. What a little know they, that much they tell. One who introduces you to yourself. Understand? One thing. So ask yourself, when you come to the teacher and you are returning, are you going back a little more informed? When you come to the teacher and going back, are you going back as a person who heard some little more music, touched a few things more, tasted a few things more, smelled a few things more, gathered some books, language, information, or new practices, but you never saw yourself. And therefore you go and become proud. You tell people, what did you study? I learned one book. One book? I studied 2 books, 3 books, 4 books. You studied only this book and any commentaries? No, you don't know anything. What are you doing? Previously I was eating this, now I'm eating this. Previously I was putting on this dress, now I'm putting on that dress. Previously I was talking one language, now I'm talking different language. Previously I was greeting to everybody, opening the eyes, now I close my eyes and sit down. What are you doing? I have picked up practices, mysterious. When you come to the teacher and go back, ask yourself, what did you learn? Did you know something by knowing which everything is as well known? Or you picked up some information about yourself? Understand? So different 2 types of teachers also. The teachers who introduce you, well-wishers, teachers, father, mother, mata, pita, all that stuff, people, friends, school, college, university, even the religious teachers, they introduce you to things which adds to the information. They are informers that add to the information. They are coaches. They teach you practices. Like a person who teaches you some postures, aerobics, add to few thoughts. Whereas the real teacher, one who helps you to introduce you to yourself, nothing is needed to make you who you are. No objects of taste are required for your tongue to exist. No objects of sights are required for your eyes to exist. No object of sounds, no object of your ear, the sounds are needed for your ears to exist. No smells are required to exist for your nose to exist. That by which you are experiencing everything is existing even when things are not experienced. that by which all your thoughts are known, existing even when no thoughts are there. Yet all thoughts are coming in its presence. So all that is known are relative, in whose presence you know, that is absolute. So we shall see this little statement now and see exactly what it is. I'll just a little bit introduce, just 2 minutes. We shall see it more elaborately tomorrow. Okay? How? Okay, I need not go to the... tomorrow I shall go into the board and I shall talk about it. Today let me just speak and you see. Suppose somebody asks you, sir, who are you? Definition, define. Who are you? How many people are there in this universe? In this world? 8 billion people are there. 8 billion people will simultaneously answer, sir, who are you? Introduce yourself. Every person will say, I am. In English you can say I am, you can say in Oriya, mu, in Nana, in Tamil, Nenu, in Telugu, whatever it is, whatever the I. 8 billion people first will say I. That is your first name. You have announced yourself, but still I am waiting. Yes, I am rich. I said, no, I am not interested in what land or money you have. Tell me who you are. Again you shall say, I am. Okay, is the body, the wealth that I am the body. I am not interested in your gender, man or woman. Heavy, thicker, sort of fat or lean. I'm a man, I'm a woman. I'm not interested in that. So again you shift. I, come on. I, yes, I can see, I can hear, I can taste. I'm not interested in your sense organs functioning. I am a weightlifter. I'm not interested in your organs of action. I'm a walker, hiker, runner, athlete, not interested in that. Swimmer, not interested in that. What your sense organs of action can do. I'm a speaker. Tongue's gone, what speaking? I'm a producer. I can procreate my child, no. Defunct body. Why are you giving me? I'm not interested in your roles of these kinds. Okay, then you say, okay, I am a thinker, thoughts, graduate, postgraduate, PhD, not interested. Because of that education, you pick up a job, a professional, a lawyer, engineer, doctor, professor, mathematics, history, geography, music. I'm not interested in the professional positions you have got. Not only I'm not interested in the informations that you have picked up, but also the information that have assured a job for you, that also I'm not interested. Tell me who you are. These are secular identity. We shall see more of it tomorrow. Then you come the religious. I believe in this. I'm a believer. I'm not interested in your belief that you have. I'm a non-believer. I'm not interested in your disbelief that you have. Tell me who you are. Thus you can see, friends, the first half, the I remaining continuously the same. First you say, I am, you announce your existence. Then I am rich or poor in relation to land, young or old in relation to body, man or woman in relation to your body, seeing or hearing or touching or blind or the deaf or something in relation to your sense organs. Depending on the types of thoughts, I'm a physicist, mathematician, historian, geographer, player, journalist, like this. Secular informations or with the religious informations and religious belief, you have a role like, I'm the follower of this religion, that God, this faith, this practice. So in relation to your riches, if you are rich, in relation to your body, if you are a man or woman, In relation to your seeing or hearing, if you are a seer or hearer, in relation to your thought, if you are a particular professional, in relation to your job, if you are the CEO, in relation to your faith, if you are a believer or non-believer, all these are relative identities. Relative identities because in relation to something, I am somebody. Relative identity. That I am somebody does not depend upon the relative identities. That is absolute. Do you understand it? If you understand, fantastic. Do not understand, come back tomorrow. We shall see that on the board. Okay? Thank you very much. Please, close your eyes for a minute, friends. You work on it. Think for yourself. As if nobody can give you eyes to introduce your eyes. Nobody can give you the eyes to introduce you to your eyes. Nobody can give you the ears to introduce you to your ears. Nobody can give you your body to introduce you to your body. You come with a body. And that is why you are introduced to every part of the body which is part of the body. Nobody gives it to you. Nobody can introduce you to the thoughts you carry. They can give you new thoughts. But they introduce you to the thoughts that you have with another thought. Nobody can, please, give you yourself with which you know, aware, conscious of everything. Absolute. So remember that simple statement. All that you know, relative knowledge, perceptions, thoughts, sensations, that by which you know, absolute knowledge remains the same in and through every perceptions, sensations, thoughts, ideas, belief and disbelief. If you define yourself with things that you have, you will have a fragile identity, every moment insecure. When you are aware of yourself as you are, every other identity is a fantastic blessing. The roles that you play in this universe. You are the space that you enjoy the changing seasons. You are the changeless. You are enjoying the changing identities. To define yourself, you don't need any object, perception, thoughts, self-definition. Please chant Om 3 times, please. Thank you, friends. Thank you. Tomorrow's class will be at 10 o'clock, but then you will receive the announcement, the post. So thank you very much. Thank you.